Botting is something that's existed in RuneScape for over a decade. These days, it's so common that you really can't go even a few minutes without seeing someone doing it. But as with all things, it has to start somewhere. This is the story about RuneScape's first major botting program, and how it destroyed the value of just about every item in the game, stole a JMod's account, caused dozens of Classic's most iconic bugs, and so much more. As always, this video is not meant to encourage the use of bots or rule breaking. Every single bot and website I mention in this video no longer exists, and some of which have been gone for nearly a decade. With that out of the way, let's get started. For this story, we have to go all the way back to RuneScape Classic, the early 2000s. A player by the name of Kiteneeks is browsing a forum known as RB Cheats. He created a thread stating that he was willing to make RuneScape cheats and needed some help, but he was flamed for doing so. Soon after, Kiteneeks realized that almost every RuneScape cheat available for download on the forum was actually just a keylogger. Some time goes by and a user by the name of Evil Cow God creates a website known as the RS Cheating Community. After joining, Kiteneeks is told by another user that the cheat he would go on to create was actually impossible. He took what that user said as a challenge and finished in just a week. That program he went on to create was known as Auto-Rune. The first major RuneScape bot had been born. The sample script included with the first version mined iron in Varrock, smelted it in Lumbridge, and went back to Varrock to smith it, bank it, and repeated. A few more users joined in the project and started designing things like the interface and testing the script. Now, how did Auto-Rune actually work? It's pretty simple, to be honest. Auto-Rune functioned as a proxy between the game client and the server. It would analyze outgoing data from the client and incoming data from the server, and would inject its own data whenever it felt necessary. Someone on the team realized how powerful Auto-Rune was actually becoming, and that it could be sold. When Auto-Rune first went public, it was priced at just $10. A trial version was also available. Regardless, it wasn't very well known at the time, so it actually didn't sell that well. As a result, the community just had a small dedicated user base that had some pretty talented scripters. Soon after, in November of 2002, Kiteneeks sold the Auto-Rune source code for just $500 to someone known as Corin. Even though Corin was the new owner, Kiteneeks agreed to continue working on it because he actually enjoyed it. This seemed like a little golden era of cheating for Auto-Rune users. It was very cheap, easy to use, and got consistent updates. As with most things, this didn't last long, as on December 13th, 2002, almost every single Auto-Rune user was banned by Jagex. How did this happen with almost no warning? It's actually pretty simple. Jagex made it so after every 45 clicks on a rock, fishing spot, or tree, the RuneScape client would send a useless command to the server. When a script was running on Auto-Rune, it didn't know to send that command, so it simply didn't. As a result, Jagex would see 45 clicks happened, but no command was sent, so it had to be an Auto-Rune user. It's believed that Jagex discovered how to do this by downloading the trial version and learned how Auto-Rune worked. After this mass ban, everything went completely silent. The whole community was gone for about 4 months. Auto-Rune got updated to version 2.3 and was modified to send secret commands. Soon after, an absolute explosion happened within the cheating community. People from all over the internet wanted to learn how to cheat on RuneScape. As the community grew, so did Jagex's concerns with cheating. It didn't take long for them to disable Auto-Rune again, this time by changing RuneScape's communication protocol, which is basically the way commands are sent back and forth from the client and server. This second death of Auto-Rune caused the community to go completely underground. New bots were created and Auto-Rune got fixed again. A private forum was created and they continued to operate like this for a very long time. Now, this is when things get really interesting. The famous duplication/item creation glitch. On November 6, 2003, Auto-Rune was updated to include auto trading support. The now famous 6 feet under discovered that it could be used to duplicate items by giving the server invalid parameters when trading. In the end, he discovered anything could be duped that wasn't an untradeable holiday item or stackable. thousands of party hats and other rare and valuable items were duplicated. It got to the point where people were pulling Christmas crackers on random people because there were so many available. A few hours later, Jagex patched the bug and banned the main abusers. However, no items were deleted and the game was not rolled back. So any items they offloaded before being banned remained in the game. This wasn't the only major bug caused by Auto-Rune either. Some of RuneScape's most iconic bugs were created by Auto-Rune. These include, but aren't limited to, casting spells without runes and without a target, bearded ladies, being able to attack yourself in the wilderness, and making a character without a body. Soon after, Auto-Rune became a free program and thousands of players started using it. Supposedly, the part of the community who didn't bot was extremely upset and it ruined the entire game. When everyone got banned again, Auto-Rune didn't get fixed this time. Kiteneeks was done. He sold the source code to someone else, but soon after, the new owner's computer got keylogged and it was stolen. Afterwards, it was spread around and new versions of Auto-Rune were created by various different people. One of those versions, known as Ashy-Rune, supposedly ended up keylogging ModMark's Jmod account. I'm assuming Jagex did the same thing they did with the first version of Auto-Rune and downloaded it to try and figure out how it worked. ModMark must have logged in and his account got taken, or it was just taken from his computer if it got keylogged. Regardless, Auto-Rune was completely over. The program was finished. These new versions existed for a while, but it wasn't long before Jagex killed them and launched RuneScape 2. Now, this is just a very brief history of Auto-Rune. There's a lot more to it, but honestly that video could take hours. All of the information in this video was actually taken from Kiteneeks' full history of Auto-Rune, which is available if you want to read through it. Once again, this video is not made to promote botting or cheating. These stories are over a decade old and the bots and websites associated with them have been gone for just as long. As seen from all the examples in this video, if you do cheat, you will get banned. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you haven't already, be sure to drop a like and make sure to check out some of my other videos. Regardless of what you do, however, I will see you in the next one.